Season 2, Episode 1 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters brought upon a lot of different references and connections to not only forgotten films like Pulgasari, which is the North Korean Godzilla, but also to other parts of the Monsterverse. But there is one reference that caught me completely off guard, since it was one connecting all the way to Godzilla vs. Kong, which is a big time gap. Now, it was a very minor one, but still might imply some other familiar characters to appear in the future of Legacy of Monsters, as well as monsters that we might see return as the show progresses to the events of KOTM, which is of course Godzilla King of the Monsters. So let's get right into it, because I think I may have pieced together something kind of interesting. So in Season 2, Episode 1, May mentioned some details about her conversation with the director of Apex, who of course is trying to manipulate her into working for her and exploiting her code, because as we know, May did actually work for Apex, I think at one point, but I'm not sure. I may be remembering incorrectly from Season 1, but I think she was always with Apex. She says how she was probably just hired for the code she wrote, which teases some of the big corporation manipulation and Titan exploitation themes that the reviews for the season actually discussed. Now, as you know, there's a lot of press reviews, and they discussed some of these big corporation themes coming in towards the end of the season, specifically as Apex and Monarch tried to compete with each other. So that's going to be a really interesting theme to explore later in the season, and will definitely connect a lot with films like Godzilla vs. Kong, which we'll get to right here. Importantly, she mentions how her code would probably be to the help of the likes of Walter Simmons, and as we know, Walter Simmons is a very important name in the Monsterverse because he's actually Apex's CEO from Godzilla vs. Kong. And of course, the person who actually built the physical Mechagodzilla and bought the King Ghidorah head from, I forgot his name, what was it, Alan Jonah from Godzilla King of the Monsters. So, Walter Simmons using May's code to build Mechagodzilla being mentioned here might tease a possible name drop or connection to the mechanized giant later in the season. As we know, there will be a huge presence of Apex as the season goes to the end, again, according to the reviews for the season. So yeah, there could be a name drop, more name drops of Walter Simmons, or you might even get a physical appearance. I don't know, but this is definitely an important name, and also opens the door to some of the early ideas for Mechagodzilla and the idea of destroying the Titans and taking back our world. However, this would probably take place in Season 3, as that season will probably be closer to the events of King of the Monsters, and I feel like that was the film that really drove the public outrage of destroying these monsters. Like, as in the intro of King of the Monsters, we see like the protesters holding up the sign saying "Destroy All Monsters," of course a nod to Destroy All Monsters from 1968. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna be seeing this until Season 3, or at least like the later part of Season 3, because we still need to really get into covering all these 2017 events, Titan X and all of that. But who knows, the big surprise for this season, the quote-unquote surprise, internet-breaking surprise that the reviews have been teasing, could be a name drop of Mechagodzilla, and I feel like that would be kind of anticlimactic, but I think it's still possible. There are also other things this could be alluding to for a potential appearance in future seasons, like Ren Serizawa and Ishiro Serizawa's relationship. Now, this is very interesting, as I think this would be the perfect family and monster connected dynamic to explore in a character drama heavy show like this, especially with parallels to Kate and Hiroshi, because Kate has this loose bond with Hiroshi ever since Hiroshi dedicated a lot of work to Monarch and spending time with another person and building all these gamma ray, I guess, devices, and kind of neglected Kate. And this is the same thing that we see Ishiro doing with Ren, because Ishiro, of course, abandons his love for Ren, as Ren describes it in the official novelization for Godzilla vs. Kong, and focuses more on Godzilla, even going to the point where he literally sacrifices himself for Godzilla. And this kind of drives Ren's revenge against the monsters, because they kind of took his father away from him. And he was also scammed out of Godzilla vs. Kong because he was literally electrocuted and was given no character development at all and was just completely sidelined. And I think they owe him a lot more in this show, and I really hope he does appear in later seasons. Now, could we potentially see Mechagodzilla or some hint of Mechagodzilla in this show eventually? Possibly, yes. I think it's definitely possible. But overall, this plotline would probably take place in the later seasons, but definitely not right now. I think it's going to be built up towards something though, because Apex is going to be playing a big role in the season. So I think, yeah, it is possible. Overall, I think this plotline would probably take place in later seasons, but definitely not now, as there is so many things that's going on early in the season. We really don't know where the season is going to be headed, and we've got teases of like this huge reveal by the end of it, and some people have actually been theorizing that this has something to do with the introduction of a movie Monsterverse character like Ishiro Serizawa or Ren Serizawa. So I wouldn't be surprised if that big reveal would tease us towards one of these characters, or or maybe even Walter Simmons or any of these other characters that are in the Monsterverse movies to appear with more depth possibly in this season or the next. So I think it's definitely possible, but definitely not right now where we're at. And that's gonna do it for today's video. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I will be making a lot more Monarch Legacy of Monsters content coming soon on this channel because I really need to catch up. There's already been 3 episodes released by the time I'm finishing up this video, and I really need to get this done and out there. So I will definitely catch up on that, but I'll see you guys in the next one.